Yes, wagwan, my peeps. Right now, I'm gonna take you guys to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Show you what is going on with the people. The people are fed up on the government. Tired of the little underhand business that they're going with. Not representing the poor people them right. Yo, the people are mad, sick, head not good. You know, woman all want to take off her clothes in the street. Yo, I tell us a whole heap of things are going. Big protest in St. Vincent right now and the Grenadines. So without no further ado, we're going to jump right into the video and show you what going on. Taken from Eyewitness News. Yeah, big them up. Go over there, subscribe to the channel, because them bring the real good news. Yeah, Eyewitness News. Me already subscribed already. So yeah, look and see what go on in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The people are mad, sick, head not good. Let's go.
How could you have a lady accused of pointing a gun at a man's head and still in our parliament today?
I have been thrown out of the house for raising what is the most reasonable of objections.
It's a free and democratic country, contrary to what some may want people to feel.
You tell me, you are a journalist. Sometimes you need to answer your own questions.
Several subcommittees. So when people coming in, the overseas are dealt with.
Nothing to pick up
Our country is very sickening right now. The head rattle. The head rattle, everything rattle. The head rattle, everything head rattle. The commissioner of police in St. Vincent and the Grenadines is the worst commissioner ever to brace St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Right now we have a Labour police force and not a Royal St. Vincent police force. How could you have a lady accused of pointing a gun at a man's head and still in our parliament today? Something very wrong with St. Vincent. Very, very wrong. And I'm not going to sit down and stand for this.
Today, we are out here because we are standing for justice. We are calling for the return of the rule of law to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We are calling on Ashel Morgan to step down because of the serious allegation that has been made against her.
Me want something when me going home for suffering. 79 category thing for going home. Me want to put no and I might go to school alone because children have to go back to school. But when I'm going home, me want something in our hand. World for me want something in our hand. How do I go home back for suffering? When he want to do everything for them. Before I ever England sent him, a sponsor, a citizens here. We not get no. What you do with them? We want things to go home. I come and take my school so I get something in our hand. Time enough.
How do the Prime Minister could talk about shoes for next foot in a case like what with the shoes thing? How you could do that? And when we catch him now, he's saying that, so when we hear him say that. How you could say that? This is a crazy place that come out of the country. Why? How the Prime Minister could get into something like that? This is crazy. It has to stop. It has to stop now. It must stop now.
It's time for enough for where it's go. He come in with violence and he's supposed to go with violence. Time for Vincent and get up. Them figures so once a time for them get up and help the poor people them. One of them wives don't get them down. Pastors have one of them wives get them down. One set of people are there.
Imagine somebody
for the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. But today we are calling for fairness and equality in the law. It must be one law for those in office and those in the Unity Labour Party, and one law for the other citizens of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It must be the same law. One law to govern St. Vincent and the Grenadines, from the Governor General right down to the smallest person in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And today we are out here because we are standing for justice.
God not like ugliness. And everything that guns have do, trust me. God a take record, you know. Yes, it's me talking this. God taking record. And we the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, we standing up against the injustice in this country. We are the people. We are the government. And we put them there. But this time a thief and go in a parliament. Yes, the thief will go inside there. We never did vote him to go there. A thief. And they come and tell me anything. Me done.
It must be the same law. One law to govern St. Vincent and the Grenadines, from the Governor General right down to the smallest person in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
It's important that all people, organization, the ordinary man, stand in defense of democracy. What has happened with that, those allegations against Ashel Morgan and Karim Nelson, they are very serious and speaks to the rule of law. But the law is applied equally to all persons, or some persons above the law. Why haven't anybody been picked up for questioning or even arrested or even charged? If it was the ordinary man, they would have been arrested or charged a long time. There's Ron, the lava man, he was arrested for a non-violent act that has no impact on anybody else's life. But here we have, based on the allegation, a person who was shot, left to bleed, beaten up, but yet no one has been charged, no one has been arrested. That's very serious in our St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and we all should really stand against that.
The agencies which we have, the Red Cross, for instance, we encourage Sabine to engage these agencies.
And it speaks about morals, you know, and ethics. And the people of this country are fully aware that our country is run by bullies, you know. And as a person who believe in morals, I mean, I've been participating in protests in the past. But what happened just recently on the 13th of April, which was the Supreme anniversary, where persons who we look out to, you know, to hold the law up in the highest esteem, were being found, you know what I mean, it is alleged that they went into somebody's place as if they were police, or, you know, and just shoot the man. Now, I wasn't there, but reality is that the fella did not shoot himself. And he identified who the persons are, you know. And for Dr. Gonzalez to come on the airwave and speak the way he spoke, I have to say, man, this man don't have no good morals. He don't have no morals whatsoever. So this is why I am here today, to show the world that even if it was me alone, because I have a family, I have 3 young children, they rely on me to show, to give them, you know, this kind of a role model, kind of a way, you know what I mean? But Dr. Gonzalez is not one who I could really and truly want my children them to imitate. You know what I'm saying?
all what Dr. Manda has been doing. His Roman Catholic views are far beyond what he's doing. You know? And I would like to see it back on the reality because I always see Mr. Joy. I could never believe.
I sell our soul free and status in life. And material thing I sell our soul. I sell our soul to the devil. I work with Vincent, Satan. All of you I work with them and beat up people and do people wickedness. And can't come for arrest the senator. Can't go deal with I when the time come. I go pop plenty of a dead pan I bed I own before I dead. Plenty I dead in a so accident and I said no I wipe up and out here. Wickedness. Never dealt with the devil, dealt with God. Me might attack ignorant, but me no God. And he wake me up this morning, eh? In the name of God, she no be talking to journalist. In the name of God, you gonna tell me this here? In the name of God. Oh God! In the name of God, Jesus! Oh God! In the name of God, Jesus! Father God, look down from the heaven and rescue St. Vincent out of the dictatorship here. I can't blame all your I blame all the mainland people. I blame all the mainland people. I blame all the mainland people. Don't touch me, sir. You cannot touch me. You cannot touch me. Do not touch me. Do not touch me. When you talk with me, don't touch me. You're wicked.
Please do not lock me up inside here. There's a gate, Mr. Bruce. And Commissioner. This is our country too. It's our country. One man can't run things down.
One man can't run the country.
It's our country.
One man can't run the country. One man can't run the country. One man can't run the country.
How do you switch at this? How do you switch at this? The people are peaceful. All the security police, all the can't intimidate people.
One man, watch. Don't push me. Don't push me. Don't push me. Don't push me. Don't touch me, don't push me. You're fully vaccinated. You are fully card. Me fully vaccinated. And I can put on a mask. Me fully vaccinated. No traveler. I think it's me live. No traveler. Me fully vaccinated. I can put on a mask. I can put on a mask and don't touch me. If you want to touch me again, if you want to touch me again. We touch me again. We touch me again.
He's back now. They want a confrontation? I'll be back again. What he did last week, what I'm talking. When it looks like very
We don't want them in the no, what are we going to do them? What are we going to do with them? Right now, say no. God said none shall perish. Listen, we still giving them a chance. We don't want them in Union Island. Listen to me. When they come to Union Island, they live in good life. You understand me? When they come to Union Island, they live in good life. So we don't want them to
private for nothing, but they can't take no motion. They cannot question national model here. Which type of democracy do you live in, Vincent? And you want me to talk to people who are freely and rightfully protesting? How could you table a motion to remove Dr. Friday from the house, but a motion cannot be tabled to remove Ashel Morgan? And the commissioner of police coming to size up to me and ask me if I'm stupid and ask me if I think I don't can one. What do you mean by that? Sizing up to me in my personal space. No man. That can't right. You can't remove Ashel, but you want to remove Friday. Something is wrong with that. And he come and ask me if I'm stupid. So you have to be stupid too.
What happened today in the Parliament is a travesty of democracy. It has made St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It has taken us down a path that we started some time ago. And we may be at a point where it's a point of no return unless people begin to say that our democracy matters. I have been thrown out of the House for raising what is the most reasonable of objections. I haven't accused anybody, I haven't convicted anybody. All we say, what has done in every country, it happened in Jamaica just recently. You have a serious offense, an allegation hanging over your head, you withdraw. Unless you feel that it doesn't matter, that you could stand behind technicalities and rules and say that the larger principle of decency, decorum of the House, of standard practice whenever a public official is involved in a matter of this sort. Nobody is convicting anyone. All we say is withdraw. But no, the leader of the opposition is kicked out of the House, from the House of Business, and I am not accused of anything. And a senator is there seated and came back in the House when you see the Senate hold a bunch of black SWAT people to take us out. But we saw this playbook already. Nobody ain't breaking the back down here again. You know?
Mr. Friday, how do you respond to the view that the House is a house of rules and there's no rule under which this can be done?
Of what can be done?
Kenton?
But the senator can be asked to stood down.
The senator, I am out of the House now on account of what the Speaker did. This is something that decent people, you wouldn't put it to the test of the rules of the House. You would simply say, under the circumstances, don't come to the Parliament. Let this matter be resolved. George Wright in Jamaica just recently, an elected member of the JLP. That matter was raised in the House. His own party tell him he can't sit with them.
He comes as an independent speaker telling me he has to go. He has taken leave of the House and he's an elected member.
Okay, tell the people what he's what are the circumstances surrounding him. For those who
Well, from my understanding is that he was implicated in a domestic violence issue with a woman, of punching her and hitting her with allegedly a stool. That is the allegation that is made. I'm not there, I haven't known the facts, but that is what was before the members of the parliament, and he was asked to withdraw.
Okay, today the parliament is supposed to debate a very important piece of legislation to bring in response to the fallout from the explosive eruption of last Friday. What would you say to people who accuse opposition lawmakers of abdicating their duty to the people?
I was standing on duty, I was standing on principle. You know me. If anything, people say that Friday is too mild-mannered. When I stand for something like this, it is because I believe it has gone beyond the pale. And I couldn't sit and do the business of the House in the normal course and pretend that everything is normal. You know, you could stay and dine at a feast on a ship that you know is sinking and then be sitting there comfortable. You have to take precaution. You have to do the things that are necessary to safeguard life. In this case, we're safeguarding the procedures of our House and the democracy. The issues that were raised on the supplementary estimates are important matters. But those matters are going to go ahead no matter what.
So are you saying that the fact that you're not there is...
They are going to go ahead no matter what.
Would you have supported the bill?
Our intention was to support the measures, but to ask for more, and there needs to be more. And the Prime Minister said this morning that he recognizes that as well.
What are some of the things you would have asked for?
Well, there needs to be compensation for people who lost their animals and their property. What they're talking about is giving you implements so that you could start over. But what about if you had 10 sheep and you lose them? You know, that's a big loss for you.
Okay,
there are other things that can be done as well. The payments that are being made, you know, those are temporary and very small. This is something that we're going to be doing for a long time. But the point of the matter is, that was something we were prepared here to debate. And the fact that they were prepared to take this right up to the limit tells you that they don't want to have a debate on this.
Okay, MP Leacock, I wanted to ask you because you were very vocal in your support of Dr. Friday. What are the issues as you see them? Why do you think that this decision is the right one?
The fundamental issue is that the House is under the jurisdiction of the Speaker. And where there are no rules, she is empowered to exercise her best judgment. She, like all Vincents, are seized of the fact that something happened that made the sitting of the House today not to be sitting on all fours. What is that? A member of the House has been accused of criminal conduct, right? Verified.
Let me just ask, is that really true? Has she been accused of criminal conduct?
You tell me, you are a journalist.
Well,
sometimes you need to answer your own questions.
I'm asking you.
Sometimes you need to answer your own questions.
Because I'm not sure I'm asking. That's my job to ask.
But the commissioner so said. The newspaper so said.
What the commissioner told me is that she's a person of interest.
And what interpret that to
in
mean?
An investigation.
What interpret that to mean? If a person says that they have reported to the commissioner of police a criminal activity, and the commissioner says in that regard, the post is one of interest, it suggests that he has squared the circle. You understand? In this situation, in this country of St. Vincent, we have had more people losing their lives through the gun than we have lost through Sufra, through COVID, or dengue. And this is a culture that you all don't want to address. Every time the membership and the hierarchy of the Unity Labour Party has a problem, they feel they can flex with the gun. Right? We had the situation of Hans King. If he was a mainland St. Vincent, what he would have done. We had Carlos James pulling his gun and do what he had to do. We had a guy beating his wife in America and coming and being elevated to be press secretary of the Prime Minister. You have people in all the consulates doing all sorts of nonsense stories. No clear action. You think it's by chance a person moves from virtually nowhere becomes a Speaker of the House and feels that they're so empowered to go with a DPP to shoot a man in his leg. You did the interview. That's when you feel you have... Alleged. That's when you feel you can do any and everything. And that's where St. Vincent reach. That's where we are, and that's where we must stamp out. This house has become the most undemocratic place. Under Hendrick, under Carlos, and under Jomo. And it's about time that the speakers of the House stand to be counted. This is little St. Vincent. Look at what's happening in Myanmar. Look at what's happening all around the world where people are standing up for justice. And we can't make a stand here? Come on, man.
So tell me a little bit about the bill. What are your views on the bill?
I ain't going to deal with no bill today. You deal with the bill a lot of time. You're on the sidebar. I ain't on the time with that.
Where's Ms. Marcus Batiste?
How things unfolded, your comments on how you feel about all of this?
Look, I don't even have words to say what is going on. Instead of, as I said before, the Prime Minister doing the correct thing and asking the Senator to step aside, instead of her having the moral authority to recognize it in something like this, she should step aside. She is doubling down. And for them to put the opposition out or cause the opposition to walk out, and she is still sitting in Parliament, it was a ridiculous situation. As I wrote the Commissioner of the Police, I wrote and I copied it to the Prime Minister and the DPP. Up to now, I have not had a response. I'll make the letter public. The questions I asked on behalf of my client, Mr. Cornelius John. No response. They have no respect for people. What is the Commissioner of Police doing dressed in army fatigue?
But he was always dressed in that since Erupted, in all fairness.
Since Eruption?
Since Eruption.
I haven't seen him in since Eruption.
Since
So
Eruption.
what, he demoted himself back to SSU?
But as far as I understand, it's all military officers, they have different types of...
Well, we're not in an eruption here right now in Parliament. What are you doing here in Parliament in it? I can't buy that excuse. I'm sorry.
I'm not making an excuse. I'm just...
No, well, I don't buy that.
But I wanna
because
ask,
he should lead from in front.
I want to ask you...
And not try to incense people by coming here and having words with our PRO and cursing off the PRO as Commissioner of Police. That is wrong. Why are they locking the gates to Parliament? This is the public's house. Today is Parliament. Why is the police locking the gates and putting on a chain on the gate? The people, St. Vincent the Grenadines, are addressing every single one of you. Vincentians, this Parliament belongs to you, not to Ralph Gonsalves and his few people who follow him. And we have a right to come here and protest if we want to. And I'm encouraging all you people at home, this cannot end like this. Let us show the power of the people. That's what I have to say. Thank you.
I have one final question I want to ask you. You're counsel for Mr. John, but you're also a former senator for the NDP and you're also a former candidate. What would you say to people who might say that you there is some political motivation in your comments or in your actions?
Listen, I heard the stupid comment that you reported that the Commissioner of Police said that the persons who are protesting, they have some sort of political interest. Since when it is political interest to ask for the rule of law to take effect? Since when it is political interest to ask for the administration of justice to take effect? I have been a lawyer for nearly 30 years. I have never seen a case where someone is shot, been hospitalized, name his attackers, and 4 weeks after, no one has been detained. Well, call me political activist if you want. I am proud of that name because I will always stand up for my people. Whether as a lawyer, as a Vincentian, as a member of the NDP, I will always stand up for my people. And I want people to realize that they have the power, not Ralph Gonsalves. Overcome the fear.
Thank you very much.
President and leader of the New Democratic Party.
So what, we can't come out? You gotta stand up. You have to stand up for your right. You have to stand up for your right. In this country, everybody gotta do it. Not just me and the members of Parliament. Everybody gotta do it.
Jabali?
Yeah, how you doing?
Hi then. Commissioner, do you have any comments on the activities that are taking place here today?
Well, it's a free and democratic country. Contrary to what some may want people to feel, persons express their right to protest. The police did what is necessary to make sure that law and order is maintained. That's about it.
Any updates on the investigation into the shooting of Mr.
No,
Cornelius John?
the investigation is continuing, Mr. Chance.
Do you have any idea when it might be completed?
I cannot say.
But some people might say that 4 weeks is quite time for an investigation.
Well, that's your opinion. Everybody's entitled to their opinion.
Do you know how many officers are investigating the shooting?
I am not in a position to say right now. I do not wish to say right now.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Commissioner.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Oh, I have one question. Well, I had seen you since the eruption wearing your camouflage fatigue. And one of the persons I interviewed made an observation about you coming here in this outfit. Can you explain what are the circumstances in which a commissioner might wear this kind of outfit?
Initially, when the hurricane,
the
volcano exploded, there was a lot of ash, and it was more accommodative to wear this type of uniform. We are still not out of the woods yet, because from time to time you'll be called upon to go to the red zone, so it's easier to maneuver and it's more friendly on the uniform. That's why the choice of this uniform.
And I see other senior officers are wearing this also.
Yes, because as I said, the situation is still very much fluid, so we have to make arrangement to deal with whatever situation may arise.
So all senior officers also issued a camouflage as part of the kit?
Yes, yes.
All right, thanks.
And we will keep it. I'm entitled to anything in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Once I stand up for my rights. You want to black road now. It doesn't matter. Black road now. Get rid of them.
Intimidated and we felt like common criminals. So if you move, we can move back because before you came here, we were over that barricade. But you guys felt threatened enough to bring all of these people with all of these things. I feel threatened. 2 away alone, I was asked to remove from there. If all you move, maybe the people will go back behind the barricade too.
They ask you to room for your own safety.
What is going to happen?
You never know.
Are you guys prepared to do things that can cause us bodily harm?
We are here to protect everybody. Not
right.
you alone,
Well, then if I stand up there, shouldn't be of no danger. Keep now push me
No,
down.
now he wait in hand.
This one,
No, wait in hand.
We want to use the road, everything. So, let me try to keep the sidewalk clear on one side.
Because you try to protect
No, you're not under arrest.
But watch there. What?
You're not under arrest.
Then over there.
Like the movie, block that.
No, never will.
say I mean the most important thing happening in St. Vincent and the Grenadines right now for the police force is this?
No, what I asked you.
That's the most important thing happening in this country right now?
If you all occupy one side,
Friday walk from country.
If you all occupy one side of the street,
Friday walk from
and when the other side clear for persons to use.
You can walk from country, you can walk from town, you can walk from the world, you're in the house behaving like a clown. If you hear them, you think you is a bad boy? Sit down. You think you is a gangster? Sit down. You think you is a bad boy? Shooting lyrics.
You know what time it is, your boy Blake's in the house teaching you how to cook like a Jamaican, like a pro cook on your yard, eat for your yard.